In 1975, a lot was changing in the world and in the United Kingdom. Economic stagnation, disillusionment, and cynicism toward traditional Western society, and a growing sense of dissatisfaction with the political leaders were at an all-time high. And in England, the streets were beginning to rumble with a noise that made its way over from New York City. Punk rock was about to change everything, and bands like The Who were starting to feel like dinosaurs. This is my series where I'm talking about the 5 albums made by The Who during their peak Keith Moon era, and today we're going to look at the band during a pivotal time in their development. 1975's The Who by Numbers. In May, that same year, Pete Townshend turned 30 years old, and he suffered the stereotypical midlife crisis. He was afraid that he was becoming irrelevant, too old to play rock music, played out, stretched thin. He was also in a bit of his own substance spiral. Pete was now indulging in the same stuff everybody else was, and the songs that he was writing would reflect this melancholic state of mind. The year before, the band finished their extensive tour for the Quadrophenia album, and had also spent a significant amount of the year working on the film adaptation of Tommy, which starred Roger and featured performances from some of the biggest stars in the world. Roger really enjoyed his role playing Tommy, and he started to see acting as an additional creative outlet for him outside the band. This, of course, came at a time when he was starting to get tired of fighting with Pete constantly for creative control. And I would love to be able to tell you that these guys mended this fracture at some point in the future. But let's be real, these men are in their 80s, and this is still a problem between them. Anyways, a few weeks before Pete's birthday, Keith Moon dropped his one and only solo album, Two Sides of the Moon, which was pretty much universally panned. Some people calling it the worst solo album in all of rock music. The label had spent $200,000 making this record, and they were horrified by the outcome. Even Keith himself referred to it as a really shitty record. John Entwistle, of course, was always thinking about his own solo career, focusing on this area of his life while the band were distracted making the Tommy film. Increasingly disconnected. The Who by the Numbers was an album that Pete Townshend put together out of desperation. It was a slog for all of them, each distracted with their own lives and projects. But it came together with some of the band's most beloved songs. Squeezebox has always been one of my favorite songs by The Who. It's a fun, folksy song that stands out among the rest on the record and in their discography. Despite modest commercial performance compared to their earlier albums, it resonated deeply with real fans and critics for its emotional honesty and vulnerability. I mean, come on, it was tough. The Who had had such bangers by this point. Living up to anything they had done before was starting to feel impossible, and keeping everybody together was becoming the challenge of a lifetime.